you're checking out for the latest online.com. I'm on the phone today with a man who has actually made his start pretty much working behind the scenes of the music industry. He has written, arranged, and or produced on several number one albums and Grammy-nominated projects, and has also worked with artists such as Christina Aguilera, Leona Lewis, Toni Braxton, Diddy, Babyface, Brian McKnight, Jamie Foxx, and even Patti LaBelle. He's now preparing to release his own solo CD entitled Orchestrator of a Renaissance. I'm on the phone today with the man himself, Mr. Rob Lewis. How's it going, Rob?
What's up, Jay?
All right. I want to just sort of jump into it and actually ask you first, how did you first get your start in the music business?
The way I started, man, I left Chicago at 17 years of age, man, and I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston. When I was in Chicago, there was two artists that I really, really listened to. Brian McKnight had just came out, and I used to listen to Take Six a lot for like my arranging and stuff. When I got to Boston, 17 days of being up at Berklee, Brian McKnight came and did a clinic. Hooked up with Brian, man, and it was like a dream come true. A year later, man, I ended up being on the stage with him. You know what I'm saying? He ended up remembering me from the school and remembering me from the clinic, and then, gave me like a chance, gave me a shot, and asked me to be his keyboard player. And, the stars were aligned, and that's how I got my big break in the industry.
Let me ask you, what have you taken from working with all the well-respected artists that you actually have worked with through the years?
The thing is that I get the question all the time, who's your favorite artist to work with? Actually, the beautiful part is that I get something from every artist. With Miss Patti LaBelle, it was she's the best performer in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knows how to go out there and please an audience and give her all. Like, the stage is her home. So you learn how to be a performer with Patti LaBelle. With Babyface, you learn the anatomy of a song. You know what I'm saying? And what a song. With Christina, I learned versatility. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to, because she was doing rock and R&B and pop, and so her versatility was everything. With with these other ones, you just learn as you go. You know what I'm saying? And so I've learned something from every artist that I've ever been with.
Tell me about your first single, Broken Hearted.
Yeah, man, I worked on that song for 2 years, man. And it's just an ode, and when I say ode, I mean like a homage to, every woman I've ever been with, and I've broken their heart. You know what I'm saying? It's not about any one particular woman. It's just about, it seemed that a lot of my relationships, started a certain way and then they ended the same way, and it's a mistake that I'm not trying to repeat again, so Broken Heart is kind of like my way of saying I'm sorry to, every woman that I've ever hurt, and I've ever done the wrong way, so but from a musical perspective, it is all of me. It is the beat maker in me, it's the producer in me, it's the arranger. It has the live strings, the live horns. It's me singing. It's my Marvin Gaye influence. It's my Brian McKnight influence. It's my Take Six influence. It's my Babyface influence. It's my, so it's all of those things. And it's all of me. But I think it's hip enough to, be captured in today's market. So.
And let me ask you to talk about the upcoming CD, Orchestrator of a Renaissance. First off, where's the title come from? What's the title mean?
Well, what it means is that in a Renaissance, meaning rebirth. There's a resurgence of music, and I just think that there was a time in which big ballads like what Whitney Houston would sing, or what or the Diane Warren songs, the David Foster songs, or we just lost the biggest icon of our generation with Michael Jackson, and then now we're reminded so much of his genius, and what he and Quincy did is, incomparable. You can't even, redo that. That stuff is timeless, but it's timeless for a reason, and my motto is, who's making music for the next generation to sample. Right. And if I can orchestrate a rebirth of that kind of music, if I can just have a hand in it, if I can be a part of the movement of big songs like what Michael was doing and these songs and in the 90s when Babyface had these beautiful ballads and the Boyz II Men and the Tony Braxton, you know what I'm saying, and all of that stuff, like can I help to orchestrate, the D'Angelo and the Lauryn Hill and the, you know what I'm saying, and that kind of music. And that's what I hope Broken Hearted feels like. I hope it feels like, oh man, this is where music was. This is where, this is the soul of it, and I just hope to be an orchestrator who can help in this rebirth, you know what I'm saying, of that kind of music, where that kind of music gets played on radio every day, just like, a Lil Wayne or a Drake, you know what I'm saying? Right. It can get played side by side with it, you know what I'm saying, because music has changed. And so that's what orchestrator of a renaissance is.
And let me ask you, so far, Rob, in your career, what has been your most memorable moment or experience so far?
There's been a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? One, like when I finally got with Babyface, that was like a dream come true. I studied every song that he ever wrote, and as far as the Boyz II Men, Tony Braxton, the stuff he did for Mariah, the stuff he did for Whitney, Drew Hill, like these beautiful songs, and the stuff he did for himself and everything, and then finally being able to work closely with him in the studio, write songs with him, arrange with him, and also be his musical director. That was a dream come true. I remember one time playing with Miss Patti LaBelle, and my mom comes to all of my concerts, but coming to a Christina Aguilera concert for her ain't really, doing it or whatever. But it was the first time that I was playing with an artist, and my mom loved the artist also. And she stood in the front row the whole time, and she stood up the whole show, and she was jumping up and down, and she was crying. And I was crying the whole show because I could see the joy in my mother's face that, my mother used to drag me to piano lessons with no money. We used to hop the bus, you know what I'm saying? We had no, what we call car fare, you know what I'm saying? We had no way of getting to and we would sneak on the bus to give me the piano lessons, and to go from there to me being on stage with a legend, you know what I'm saying, an icon of music, and my mother is in the front row, you know what I'm saying, like that was an extreme experience, And then one more, 14 years later, after I went to Berklee College of Music, they brought me back and gave me the Distinguished Alumni Award. So that was very very touching.
What do you do for fun to relax on your time off from working?
It varies. You get to a city and you try to find a you can, anything, sometimes just sitting in the hotel room and listening to music is relaxing, you know what I'm saying? But, you try to find bowling alleys and pool halls and, malls to shop, a lot of shopping, a lot of spending money, you know what I'm saying? Find restaurants to go out with the guys, you know what I'm saying? You figure it out, but you get around.
Where can people find you online, to follow you online?
You can go to, I have a fan page on Facebook, facebook.com /Rob Lewis fan page. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com /YoungQ, YOUNGQ. I say Young Q because I'm trying to, follow in the footsteps of Quincy Jones. He's always been my role model, you know what I'm saying? And then, I'm on MySpace. You can find myspace.com /Blacktrack, BLACKTRAK. And I'm all over YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I got a YouTube channel, youtube.com /Masoma Digital. That's MISOMA Digital. And you can get up with me. I got a lot of clips on YouTube. You can just put in Rob Lewis and they'll come up,
I want to ask you before we hang up, any tentative release date for the CD?
I'm pushing towards October now. You know, I really want to push Broken Hearted and really see. I'm shooting a video at the end of the month, going to radio next week, you know, and I just really want to push that as far as it can go. I'm doing this myself, so I am the label, you know what I'm saying? So I have to have the right judgment on when to actually, you know, drop the album. But I'm going to push this single, see if I can get some wind behind it, you know, and bring the awareness a lot bigger than what it is now, you know, but I'm pushing for mid-October at this point.
All right, man. We'll definitely be looking for
Yeah,
you.
man.
Definitely want to thank you for your time, man. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you, man.
All right, take it easy.
All right, Jeff.